Today's challenge is to only drink no sugar added beverages. And while plain old water is a great way to do that, if you want a little more excitement, I want to show you one of my favorite recipes for a fruit and herb infused water. Now I'm going to choose to do the orange and mint combination because I really like that flavor. I think it's really fresh and crisp. So it's very simple. You might see some of these fruit infused waters at restaurants or spas and think, I don't even know where to start. But it is so easy, it's delicious, and there's no sugar added. So you just start with cutting up your orange. Personally, I don't really like this little nibbin, but you can throw it in if you want. No problem there. The only recommendation I'm going to give you as you're slicing your orange is to keep the pieces relatively large. You don't want them to go too small because it's easier to keep larger pieces in the jug of water and not have them float into your glass. You want them to stay in the jug so they can continue to infuse the water. Now you don't have to worry about them being all the same size or anything like that. You can keep them perfectly round circles. You can cut them in half and have little halvesies. That's fine too. Doesn't matter. Whatever your preference is. Now I did choose to use an organic orange today. And usually if I'm going to eat an orange, I'm going to peel and throw away the skin. But today, since I'm going to put it in my water and have it sit in there and infuse the water, I decided personally I'd rather eliminate that pesticide from the outside of the skin and go for an organic. But like I said, it's up to you. Whatever you want to do is fine. I'm going to take off that little other end. I don't want the little stem in there personally. And my pieces are not perfect, and it doesn't matter. Yours don't have to be perfect either. So I'm just going to plop them right on in the jug of water. They're pretty, all float in there like that. I'm going to throw in the halves because it doesn't change the flavor at all, what size they are. Alright, so we're done with half the recipe already. Just going to give it a little stir, why not? Alright, so the next half of the orange and mint is the mint. So, this mint is from my backyard. I have some grown in a pot. If you have some mint or other herbs, use them. You can use basil or thyme or rosemary. They're all really delicious with different combinations. So this mint's from my backyard. I just rinsed it and brought it in. Something I am going to do before I put it in the water is I'm just going to rub it real lightly between my hands, very gently. And what it does is just gently crushes the outside of the leaves, which is going to start to release that mint oil. So it's going to infuse a little bit more quickly or intensely. So I'm going to put these in whole. So you can see I'm leaving all the leaves on. I'm putting the entire stem in the water. And that's because it's going to be easier for those leaves to stay in the jug of water where we want them to infuse the water and not have them flow out into the glass and then be picking them out of your glass or putting them back or things like that. So I put the whole stem in, and I actually think it's pretty. Can you see them kind of floating around in there like that? I think it's pretty. So I'm going to put another bunch of mint in. Now if you don't have any herbs or mint in your backyard, not a problem. You can find it in the produce section at your local grocery store. So pick them up there if you don't have any on hand. Alright. The recipe's done. That's it. You can see here how pretty it looks. Mint and orange infused water. Now I could go ahead and pour myself a glass and enjoy it right now, but it's still going to taste pretty much like water. Give it some time for all of those flavors to meld together and be delicious. I'm going to put it in my refrigerator. Wait at least 30 minutes. You'll start to get some of the flavor by then. But this is going to sit in my fridge for days. As long as the fruit and the herbs look good, you know, as you drink it, refill. This one jug will probably last a day, day and a half in my house. And then when that's done, you know, after that amount of time, I'm just going to put some more water in and keep it going. In a few days, it'll look like the mint's kind of being worn out and the oranges are starting to go kind of wimpy. That's when you get rid of it. And then after that, you start a new one. Try another combination. So I hope you find some that you like. Enjoy.